Hi guys, in this lesson I'm going to introduce you to the note names on the guitar. So the notes that happen in guitar and Western music in general go from A to G, the letter A to G. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. In between most of those we have something called a sharp, and it's also called a flat depending on whether we're counting from the A upwards, which would be an A sharp, or counting downwards from the B, which would be a B flat. So when that's the case, we do have one note that could be considered to be a sharp or a flat, and in which case we have to pick one of them. Now songs would either stick to sharps or calling these notes the flats, so pick one or the other is the golden rule, and we tend to stick to the sharps when we're counting upwards, but the truth of the matter is it depends what key your song's in, which is something we'll look at later. After we've gone A to G, this sequence is simply repeated to create all the notes that are possible to play on guitar or piano or on any instruments and even our voices. It goes from A to G, then starts at A again, but that next A is an octave higher, which is 8 naturals or 8 letters between the A, B, C, D, E, F, G and then A again. For this reason I think it's easier to see them all in a line, which is kind of how they're laid out on a piano, and that was my first instrument actually, a piano rather than guitar. Now the idea is we'll start to use the letter names written out in a line to find the notes on the guitar, and you want to start with trying to find notes within the first couple of frets and also on the thickest E string. To do this you need to memorize that there is no sharp or flat between E and F and B and C. This is the really crucial thing. If you see anyone saying this is a B sharp note or an E sharp note, you've got to know that that's incorrect and those notes simply don't exist. Now there is a video on my website on the page that this is embedded in, which sort of explains more why there isn't certain sharps and flats and the sort of difference between the major scale and the white and black notes on a piano. I think it's really great foundation knowledge, but the important thing for now is to be able to name all the notes on your thickest E string from the open fret to the double dot and be able to say the right letters basically. So we're going to start on the thickest E string and hit the open E. First finger first fret is an F, so no E sharp, but there is an F sharp, and then we get to the first dot, which is a G as we previously said. Now the letters on the first 3 dots on our guitar are actually the naturals. We'd have G, A and B. Kind of similar to how we'd have the white and black notes on a piano or keyboard. So we've got a bit of prior knowledge there that helps us with this. So we know that's a G. The space, like a black note on a piano, is a G sharp. The next note is an A. Now when we get to this A, to show you about the multiple places this can exist, it's the same as the open string underneath it, like the 5th fret tuning trick at the start of the ebook which accompanies this course. But we're going to keep on this A note for now and move it to 6th fret, which is an A sharp. The next note is a B. There's no B sharp, so the next note is a C. Going from there, we have a C sharp, and it's certainly this 9th fret that tends to have a sharp on it. The other ones tend to have the naturals, just for general knowledge. C sharp. 10th fret is a D. 11th fret is a D sharp. And 12th fret is an E. And that takes us an octave from the open E to the double dot at 12th fret. So that is something that you want to be able to do, counting upwards from that open E and being able to count within the first couple of frets from any open string. So for example, the 5th string, open A, A sharp and B. That's absolutely great. As long as you can do that, you can move on from this lesson. But it will take a little bit of practice just to memorize that line, which is the notes on guitar and in Western music in general. You can download this video and the ebook that goes with this entire course by clicking in this area here. Click over there to watch the next lesson here on YouTube. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and all those links are in the description if you are watching on mobile.